Alright, so today we're going to be looking at some replays of Skull Creek in Solo Showdown. And I'm playing Barley, and I actually won both of these matches, which surprised me a little bit. So we're just going to dive right into them. And just so I think these matches really showcased how to play Barley well um, in Showdown, which is not really his game mode. But the number of walls on this map really are what allowed him to do well here. And the key to Barley is, since he has such trouble dealing with close range enemies, is to keep your opponents away from you. So you don't want to be overshooting your shots. If your margin of error always wants to be on the safe side. Also, right there, used his gadget to push people back. That's super useful. So here I'm stuck between a Rosa and a Colt. This is tricky. Using your super for positioning, also very important. I threw that super out, which forced her back towards the smoke and pinned her down so that I could kill her. I did go a little risky there, going in to get that power cube. And so now it's me and this Colt, and we're already at Showdown, which was really weird this early in the match. And my goal here is to not let him get his super, because if he gets his super, he can break walls, and I need the walls to keep my distance from him. So I use my super to push him back so that I can get out of that spot. Um, always, always, at least in this case, using that super and your regular attacks for positioning, because that's all I got. He's a Colt and I'm a Barley, so I have to win on positioning. If he gets close enough to me, it's all over. So I have to basically not give him any ground and just keep pushing him back and just keep getting little shots in here and there when I can. I'm almost back to my super. I should be getting it here soon. And yeah, there's my super. So I use my super to push him up right up against the gas, and then that's it for him. So that was game one. It's going to go straight into game two here. I've got no audio from the game in here right now. That's I just figured out how to do that. So in the future, I will have game audio in the recordings. So game two. I don't actually remember this game, so let's see how it goes. I know I won though. Yeah. So the Dynamike's also very dangerous, especially now that he's gotten his buff and the balance changes, so that he can change his super up faster. That makes Dynamike someone who's gonna be a lot tougher to deal with. He's gonna have his super a lot less often, but he had to. Someone else was closing in on him, so the Dynamike had to give up on that box, which was nice. I swift in and took it, and so a little bit of waiting. Um, Again, Barley's not an aggressive brawler. All right, but I also don't want to get trapped down here, so now I'm gonna start kind of carefully searching out for people. I remember what I did here. So this little L-shaped wall, not the little one, the big one though. If you go down there next to those skulls, the Nani can shoot around walls a little bit, but from that distance, she can't shoot around them that far. So what I did is I went down into the corner so that she couldn't get me, but I could still take shots at her and force her out and down, allowing me to get my super if I didn't have it already there, and push her up, just confirming that she moved all the way up and wasn't still in that bush. And now I've got another Barley to compete with. I don't want to use my super on him though, because I want to save it because I might need it more later. He used his super there, and I think that becomes the defining moment in the game because there's only 3 of us left. It's me and this Barley, and then I think there's a Nani still, right? And so there's the Nani using her head. This was really dumb of me. I started to move in thinking I could kill her before her peep head landed, but before I even got to her, she blew up her head. But luckily, I got back far enough from her. And now it's just a positioning game. Neither of us Barleys wants her near us. But I had better positioning to get the cubes. I had my super still. Remember, he threw his super earlier against me, so he didn't have his super anymore. And so that was the defining moment of that game. So is it gonna let me keep recording? It is. Okay. So yeah, I think saving my super there where he used his, um, ended up being the defining moment. I had better positioning to get the power cubes, and then he had to. Uh, and then I used my super or positioning to get the win. So yeah, that's just a brief overview of Barley in Showdown. I thought those two games really showcased some good ways to use his attacks, his gadget, and his super. Well, his first gadget and his super um, to win in solo showdown.